We have to teach and write and talk in ways that do more than create ever more eloquent or ever more indignant condemnations of other people's suffering without doing anything about the suffering. How do we turn segregation into congregation? How do we turn indignities and humiliations into campaigns for justice? And it's a work of improvisation every time that we do it. Put first the needs of those who might be left out. We don't give anybody a blank check to behave whatever the way they want, but we don't say they've got a problem, we say we've got a problem, and we try to work it out. In this society is a kind of hostile privatism in defense of localism. We're encouraged to compete with each other, to hoard resources for ourselves, and to export the nuisances and hazards to other people. Instead of asking what kind of people produce these segregated places, we started to ask, how do segregated places produce certain kinds of people? And if we can create different places, that this is probably a better way of changing people. So this property system produces profits through inequality. It's to my advantage to have other people be poor. It means advantage areas trap rents, hoard amenities, advantages, and opportunity. Areas taken advantage of experience disinvestment, transience, concentration of hazards and nuisances. In other words, all the things that are criminogenic. This is the form of regeneration. Those are altar makers who recreate relations between the living and the dead by taking material and organic objects and creating altars in which people place themselves in history, tell their personal stories. And they create new processes in this way. Here's a process that creates new people. When you go to these meetings, you don't just show up. You have to arrive, and that means you have to be aware of what's around you and the difference of people who got there. You have to look for agreement, not a rule, not pass a resolution, but what do we agree on? You have to connect with other people, and then finally when you finish, you affirm what it has been to be there. Roberto Bedoya says that we not only have to think about place making, we have to think about place keeping, that is fighting against displacement. We also have to think about place marking. How can people make an impact on the physical environment in which they live to show it as their own? It essentially comes down to us to make the change that we want to be part of. And I think at this moment, there's great urgency to do that. I'm hoping we can do it together. I'm hoping you can be part of what we do with the Transformative Arts Network, and that we can work with Freedom Foundations in New Orleans, with Ruben Guevara, with Nabucco Miyamoto, with row houses in Houston, with all of these dreamers who are refusing an unlivable destiny and creating a new social charter from the bottom up.